Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, fellow traders, account builders, and everyone in between. It's Ant-Man here, I'm coming at you, and in this video I will be doing a recap of the trades I took today. I didn't take many trades today. I took one trade in my live account, and I took two trades in my paper account, and I will be going over all three trades today. The paper trades, even though they were paper and they were probably the better trades of the day, there's still something to be learned from paper trading. That's why we do it. That's why it's something that I always stress. It's something that is very good to do in a choppy market if you have the urge to trade. And even if you don't have the urge to trade, just paper trade to get that screen time and to get that experience and to start familiarizing yourself with the charts and the SPY and the Qs and how they move and just the different subtleties and the different ins and outs of market movement. It's a great feature, and I think, and this is only my opinion, I think it is one of the more overlooked tools that a trader or an account builder can use to improve themselves. It's something that I don't think is used quite enough, and the inherent value in paper trading, I think, is sometimes overlooked. Maybe it's the phrase paper trading, as I'm putting up air quotes, paper trading. People hear that term and they say, "Oh, it's paper, it's fake. There's no value to it," and that is the furthest from the truth. So, yeah. That said, I'm a very big advocate of paper trading, especially when you have an urge to trade and you know you shouldn't be trading. In if times of day when your rules, and I hope you have some, when your rules say you shouldn't be trading, or if you're up really big or down really big on any particular day, it's just a good way to hone your skills. And I do it every day, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. It's something that I think is extremely valuable and will help you to forge on and move to that next level in your trading process. So, with that said, let's get into the trades I took today. Physical memory is low. No, it is not. Let's send this one back from where it came. And oh, stop it! All right, I think this is going to be annoying. Yeah. Hang on, just bear with me, guys, for one moment. This is very annoying. My physical memory is not low. The computer is running just fine. eSignal is running just fine, so I'm not sure what the situation here is. But anyway, if it keeps popping up, we'll just have to deal with it as it happens. Hang on. I'm going to pause the video right here and see what's going on. Hang on, guys. Alright, guys, I'm back. Let's see. I did some tinkering around. I think I nipped that problem. We'll see if the little annoying pop-up happens again. But anyway, let's move on. The first trade that I did take today, and the only live trade I took today, was on the SPY itself. Man, oh man, oh man. Just looking at this double top here, this is the trade I wish I took. I wish I was at my computer when this double top formed today. Oh my god. This was just a thing of beauty. And textbook double top. Textbook. It pains me to look at this. It's just perfect double top, perfect entry, and this thing here gave you absolutely no reason to exit until the end of day. This was just an absolutely beautiful trade. I could only imagine what the puts went to. This is probably a 400% or 500% trade right here. But anyway, let's not dwell on that, and let's get into the actual trade I did take today. If I zoom in on the 1 minute time frame, you probably get a better view of the trade. So let's get that pulled in. Yes, right here. Let me just get all my studies on the chart here. Okay, So as you can see, the market open, market pulled really hard at the open, found a little bit of support here, started to pull back into the VWAP, and right here it couldn't quite get back into the VWAP. So I took some SPY puts on, I believe it was this candle right here actually. This upper wick candle right here. I took some SPY puts. I covered some to this wash here on the consolidation, and I let the rest of them go until this big green candle here. Nothing too crazy, nothing too exciting, nothing too special. Just a nice little, dump and retrace. Couldn't quite get to the VWAP, showing weakness trade. It was a nice trade. Made a couple $100 on it. Took a few put contracts on the SPY. Not really much to say about it. It's a very easy trade. For some reason, the rest of the chart isn't loading, so you really can't see the levels and whatnot. But very basic trade. I know, I want to keep beating a dead horse here. So now let me pull up a screenshot of the trade, the two trades that I took in Google today. And why Google? Well, right now, what I am in the process of doing is trying to figure out what is my basket. What are going to be the 3 or 4 stocks that I can turn to on a daily basis and trade them well, because I've learned them intimately. I know how they move. They jive with my personality. And I haven't really found those stocks yet. I'm working on it. But it's something that's just going to take time and trial and error, paper trading, and just spending time watching those stocks move. So right here I have a watch list of all the quote-unquote market leaders. And these are, for the most part, the market leaders that I like: Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Tesla, Google, Baba, Nvidia, Facebook. Then we have these guys down here. Spot, I really don't even trade. Shopify, I'll trade, if there's a setup there. Square and I, we're not the best of friends. We'll put it that way. And same with Roku. Square and Roku, actually, and I aren't the best of friends. Throw in AMD, and we have just a trio of enemies, we'll call it. For me, haven't had the best success with those 3 stocks, and probably just mental, But as Pat in the room says, stocks do have personalities, and certain people with certain personalities will gravitate towards certain stocks because of the way the stock trades. The personality of the stock jives with the personality of the trader or traders that trade that stock. And I'm trying to find the one that jives with my particular personality. Or the ones that drive my personality. So, I've been, following these stocks, for a few days at a time each. Maybe I'll follow Apple, Amazon for a week, and then the next week I'll do Netflix and Tesla, and then the week after I'll go Google, Baba. And I'll keep going around. I've been doing this for several weeks already, where I've just been focusing on 2 from the list and watching them trade, paper trading them, attempting really small size live trades in these stocks just to get a feel for how they move. And at this point, I have it in my head narrowed down to 6 or 7 that I kind of like more than the others, which I'm not going to get into right at this moment. When I do, I will definitely make a video on what I've narrowed down to be my quote-unquote basket of stocks that I will turn to. But that said, I have down to about 6 or 7 that I particularly like just a bit more than the other market leaders. There's a couple here that aren't on the list, like AMD and MU and INTC, that just from looking at the chart just don't appeal to me as much. Also not on this market leading chart right here, but a couple of stocks that I do kind of like, which I'm still exploring and watching and whatnot, are MSFT, Microsoft, and ADBE, Adobe. They're very good large cap stocks. They're very clean traders. They follow the rules. They have a lot of institutional and big money in them. So they're also, even though they're not on this list here, they're also near the top of my list for potential basket candidates. So that being said, let me go back to this screenshot here. The first trade I took in Google both trades actually are excellent examples of trading and risking off levels. Very simple, very easy, straightforward approach to taking a low risk, high reward trade. The first trade I took here in Google, when it put in this candle here, and this is a 5-minute time frame. I don't have the 1 minute from this time period screenshotted, but I'm sure I can go back to it on eSignal here. So at the time here, and I like using the screenshots because these moving averages will smooth out and they will be in different spots at the close of the day and overnight into the next day and going forward. So it came into high of day, put in a high. That's this little dotted red line here. Put in a high. Put in this candle here, came back up. Just, if you couldn't see, I'll bring that in closer. If you see right here, it just put in a slightly lower high by maybe a few cents. Maybe that's $1 or 80 cents, which it is $1,000 stock. But this slightly lower high, I took the trade short. I bought puts in my simulated account, and I rode this thing back down to this level of support right here, and it was a very nice trade. I took a handful of put contracts, made a few $100s on it, and it was a very, very nice trade. The trade actually was the better trade of the day. It was paper, and it wasn't in Google, and it happened later in the day. Let me get rid of this and pull up a screenshot of my Thinkorswim paper money account. This here has the Google chart. As you can see here, I have the calls and the puts. After this thing put in a higher day later on in the day. After that first trade, it did find support. It did. Where was that trade? That trade was here. So yeah, it did find support. It did come back up, and it came right into this blue line here on the 5-minute time frame. We have this Dragonfly Doji that came right into this blue line. This blue line here is the 9 EMA on the daily chart, and it rejected it perfectly. So I switched over to a 1-minute time frame, which I use for my entries, and you can see right here. Maybe I can zoom in a little bit on this. Yeah, that's better right there. You can see it just peeked its head over the 9 EMA, came back, tested it, came back down, set a very small base, and right here retested it again and couldn't quite get back up to the 9 EMA. This is where I took the trade. I bought, what was it, 5 or 10? I don't remember. I think it was 5. The number's not important. I bought some puts on Google right here. And my target was, in fact, the VWAP. I'll leave the circle over where I was triggered to take the trade. My target was VWAP here, so I did not really cover much until this first green candle here. I took a quarter off, I believe. When it washed into the VWAP, I took some more off. Then on this big green pop, I held my ground. I stayed in the trade because I was in the driver's seat. I was in the money, very much in control of the trade at that point. I had taken my profit. So I wanted to see what the rest of my position would do, and in fact, this thing just kept going straight through the VWAP and came down to trendline support right here. I took off the vast majority of my position after it came to this trend line, and I wanted to see what it would do after it broke. It looked like, based on these two candles, this bottom. Ooh, that's a. Don't need that. Hang on, guys. There we go. This bottom here and this bottom here. I decided to take the rest of my my put contracts off and call it a day. Very, very good trade. Very well managed. And hopefully I can take what I'm doing here in my paper account and apply this to my live account. Because as you can see, this also was a very, very lucrative trade. Even though it was paper, it was still a very good trade. I did learn a lot from this. That's why I screenshot these things, not just to do videos, but I also screenshot these from my own archives and my own learning and studying, so I can review the charts at any time and see what I did right and what I did wrong, and start to apply these things to my live trading. So, all in all, a very good day. A couple $100 in my live account, a couple thousand in my paper account. But it's not about the P&L, like I've said numerous times. Right now, it is about the process. It is about learning how the charts move, learning to deal with your emotions, which is probably my biggest issue right now, is just dealing with my emotions, learning patience, waiting for my setups, which I am doing better at. Thank you very much. Learning patience in the trade, and yeah, that's just becoming a better overall well-rounded trader as we all progress from account builders to actual traders. Let's see, I will be including a link in the description to TrickTrades.com. It's the place where I belong, and wonderful room. I've learned so much there. Just turned my trading around. And if you guys are still messing around with these other rooms out there, what can't hurt just to come by, poke your head around, see what's happening. It may change your life. So, any questions, any comments, feel free to please leave them in the comments below. You can also hit me up on Twitter. My handle is @TheTonyManji. I will leave that in the description below as well. And since we are running a little bit long here, I think I will call it a day at this point. Thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. And you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Ciao.